I think it should have automatically gone through. What's going on, guys?
Gotta mute it all.
What's up, Jeeping Reefer? Mr. Mike. Always going to be like the the main people who show up first. Amriel, what's up? Brianna, you're everywhere. You're in everybody's stream. All the fish people streams.
It's all where the cool people go.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, I'm just going to let you know if you actually did do that, you shouldn't be. That's probably not a good idea. It's real fish hours. Hey, so any of you guys in chat, are you guys excited for Game of Thrones? I am, and we're going to probably change this to a Game of Thrones discussion instead of fish discussion. That's my plan.
You should share your really bad puns.
I have really good puns.
Helps you
What's up,
sleep
Don?
better at night.
Yeah, I participate in a fantasy league for Game of Thrones. A lot of people ask me like how that's actually supposed to work, but I think it wasn't by Vox. It was by oh god, who was it? It's Voxel, maybe. They put together a Game of Thrones league where points are basically assigned on a few things. And actually, here I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see it. There we go. All right, so you guys should be able to. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay. So this is basically the point system that they use for Game of Thrones. And so, you know, obviously you got violence, right? It's just like kill a random character, kill a White Walker, kill a dragon, whatever, like basic stuff, okay? Then you got sex, nudity, basic things. This has been around for ages. I'm actually kind of offended that they say no points for wolf or dragon nudity. It's 2019, and we should be accepting of all, you know, genders, including dragons and wolves. Those are genders, I believe. And then we got wits, schemes, status, power, blah, blah, blah. So that's actually how you get the points, right? And so here's our team for the group. Where is it? Oh yeah, here we go. So my team is Are Ya Even Tryin'? That's my pun. Another friend of mine is Wincest is Coming. Can't put that one down. And a bunch of good ones. I like these. These are very good. But yeah. So that's what we're going at. I gotta catch up on comments. Who will die next? I don't have any cable service, so would need internet. HBO. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, you just stream stuff. No big deal. Well, Drake, you say furry genders, but dragons are not furries. I believe they don't have fur, which I think is Actually, is that a qualifier? Just asking for science. Gotta know. I gotta know. Is fur a qualifier for being a furry? Things I Google.
Oh God.
Is a dragon a furry?
I don't think you want to do that.
Oh, ooh. Wiki fur. Oh boy. I'm going deep. Some interesting pictures here of dragons. And anatomically correct dragons. Okay, although not all dragons have scales or are even entirely reptilian, they are generally classified as scaly or herp within the furry fandom. With such diversity and adaptability in anthropomorphic characterizations, the dragons have become one of the most popular phenotypes of furries. Well, there you go. There you go. Dragons are actually super fucking popular in the furried environment, community, something.
Today I learned with Aaron.
I should change the tags of this stream. Call it like just put a hashtag furry, hashtag feet, hashtag I don't know, something.
I don't think that's the crowd that we. Yeah.
Yeah, Drake, we're using Google Hangouts. What's up? I don't see what's wrong with that. We don't use OBS in here. We don't create, you know, multi-camera setups. What kind of operation do you think this is?
720p.
Hey, I actually have a really good camera. It's YouTube's fault for their horrible encoding.
That's true.
And my fault for not using a software with a better codecs. So
if you were better prepared.
Yeah, probably. Oh man.
Learning with Aaron, not the things they teach you in school.
Top tier, heavily funded company. Yeah. Man. Drake, I haven't actually seen you around. Usually it's the same, you know, 15, 20 people that show up around here. So it's good to see new faces. Oh, Reef and Rican. Missed you, man. What's up?
We're at 13 people. We need to get more. Keep pinging the Discord.
Oh, no, don't worry about that. Oh, your tooth. Hey, what the hell, man? You like never talk in here then.
Oh.
By the way, I thought it was really funny when Alias got mad for you hitting the everyone / at all people or something like that. That was funny. I didn't respond to it because honestly, I just don't care. So, hey guys, you got any tanging Eakins? What is that? I googled it. Oh, you're talking about like cichlids and shit. Like Lake Tanganyika, right? Like that whole thing. I think that's what he's talking about. No, I don't have any cichlids. Do you have any cichlids, Andy?
I mean, yes, I do. Angelfish count as a cichlid.
They do. They do.
So I got one left. It killed its brother or sister, whatever it was.
The angel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually I right at this particular moment, I absolutely hate fish in general, both saltwater and freshwater. Like I mean, some of you already know it, the ones that are in Discord and stuff like that. But the scribbled angelfish that I did a video on last week, it died. So
no,
I'm pretty disappointed in that actually.
You didn't tell me what happened.
So the fish got Brookenelia. So it basically developed Brook, and it like the actual parasite spread so unbelievably fast. It was just mind blowing. I've never like even marine velvet. I've never seen before go that fast. I was talking with some of the the most significant individuals in the hobby in terms of like fish parasite and disease identification. And we did everything as fast as possible. Like I did a freshwater dip in RODI water for 5 minutes. Most of the brook came off of it, you could tell. And then I put it back inside the tank. I then set up a plan to dose Melifix and Canaplex. So the Melifix is what targets the Brookenelia, and the Canaplex is what will target any kind of secondary infections that come from the parasite being attached to the body and like all that kind of stuff. But within like 2 or 3 minutes, the fish had it stopped breathing. So it was rough, man. Like it's I think sometimes it's different, right? Like, usually it's what happens is you go to bed, you wake up and the fish is dead, right? Or you go to work, you go to school.
Literal worse.
Yeah, and it comes back and it's dead. But in this case, I put it in the tank and I watched it die. And, I'm sitting there with my arm in the tank, holding the fish like this, like trying to like pull and push the fish to try to get the water to go through its gills. Like I was trying anything at that point. Like you stop breathing. What am I going to do? So I was pretty frustrated that day. And I kind of snapped at a couple people in Discord that were pinging me about some stupid bullshit. Yeah, CPR. But
dude, that sucks. I'm sorry though. I knew you were looking forward to that thing.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was a sure bet because it should have already gone through 30 days of chloroquine phosphate. But I found out that one of the days kind of at the end when it was being bagged up and being sent, it dropped below full therapeutic. So I think either that or it was, I have no idea. Maybe it had it and the stress, caused it to have some issues. I really don't know.
Were you did you add anything during your quarantine, or was you just...
The quarantine had 4 fish in it prior. Three. So it had the Bellis male angelfish, it had the orangeback fairy wrasse, and it had the longfin fairy wrasse. And so those 3 went through 14 days in quarantine tank 1, which had copper and everything at full therapeutic. And then after 14 days, it was moved to the second quarantine tank where it was supposed to stay for another 14 to 15 days. And the whole purpose of this is kind of like doing a hybrid quarantine method where you're kind of treating it like the tank transfer method where you're moving the fish back and forth between buckets. But in this case, you're trying to kill the parasites that are in the water column at the same time. So it was moved to that tank. None of the fish exhibited any kind of signs for brook or for other parasites.
Right.
And those fish have already gone to my main display. So if those fish do have brook, I'm going to find out. Like it's inevitable. I really don't know.
So wait, was your quarantine tank, did it have medication in it? Did it already have copper and stuff?
The second quarantine tank did not have medication. No medication at all.
Okay, got it.
Just the first one.
Got it. Okay.
So the first one went through 14 days of it went through 2 rounds. Well, okay, I take that back. There was medication in there, but only for 3 days out of the 14 days. You had so when I first put the fish in the first quarantine tank, there is I dose General Cure with mixed in with Focus into the food. And that's for internal parasites. And then once the copper treatment runs for 14 days, I move it to the second quarantine tank where I dose General Cure into the water column. And that will take care of external parasites, right? But the General Cure process itself is like, 2 or 3 days. So it's not too bad. You do, actually like 4 days, like 2 rounds. I think the first round is 48 hours and the second round is also, I think it's like 4 days then or something. So, but yeah. So not really feeling fish right now.
Don't blame you. Not after the luck that you've had.
No. I do, however, have one lyre-tail anthias that finished quarantine yesterday
Nice.
with the copper. So I'll be moving him or her into the display tank probably, I don't know, this weekend sometime. Time for shrimp. Yeah. See, Tooth, that's the only reason why you're here, because you are a dirty freshwater hobbyist. I'm just kidding.
You don't hate on the freshies.
Mm. Hey, man, look behind me. How can I hate on freshies? I've got a freshie. I'm a freshie as well, sort of.
Gotta remember our roots.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for this tank. I mean, it's going to be a while because unlike my saltwater tank, I've got cycled media. I don't have any cycled media for freshwater. I have to wait. I have to do the actual cycle process, which I haven't done in a very, very long time.
It's always fun going through that.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of like, I know you're talking earlier, Andy, about your green hair algae and your saltwater tank, but kind of like keeping it with freshwater for a little bit. I'm actually following kind of this rigorous water change schedule with this tank right now. That's kind of hopefully trying to prevent algae. And basically what I'm doing is I am for the first week I'm doing 50% water changes every single day. The second week I'm doing 50% water changes every other day, and then the third week I'm doing 50% water changes every 3 days or something stupid. And the whole reason is that, I've never really used it before. The ADA aqua soil, Amazonia, that leaches a ton of ammonia inside the tank.
Right.
And ammonia converts into is actually like consumed, and it helps algae produce or reproduce both ammonia and nitrates. So yeah, trying to keep up on that is a pain.
I can imagine. Yeah, it's kind of why I never went with it, even though it is better looking than
the aqua soil.
I really like the aesthetic of it, but I never wanted to deal with it.
It's all about the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Do you use Dr. Tim's to cycle a freshwater tank? No. I've never used it for a freshwater tank. I think Dr. Tim's, they make a saltwater product as well? Or can't you use that same product also?
Probably one and the same. A lot of the nitrifying bacteria is typically
all the same. Yeah, because Dr. Tim has that it's called One and Only, right? Dr. Tim's One and Only.
This one says for freshwater. I'm sure they have a saltwater version though.
Yeah, maybe. The so for freshwater, I think I actually took your advice, Andy. Like, when did I start? Like, you got me into the hobby. I started like what, 2 years ago. More
freshwater.
No.
Yeah, I mean, we started around the same time, so it's
you started. No, you started way before me. I think.
Did I?
Yeah. Well, not that far. I think maybe like a month or two.
I don't know. Let me look at my Facebook pictures.
That's a good way to start. But no, you got me to buy a Chem, not Equilibrium. Stability? Was it Stability?
Stability.
Yeah, yeah. It's their cycling product. It's just bottle bacteria. I mean, yeah.
I don't know if it ever did anything. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of, mixed opinions on that bottled bacteria stuff and whether or not it does anything. I did use a product. I want to say it was from, it wasn't, I don't think it was Dr. Tim's. There's another one that I found in like a Petco, and I want to say it actually worked pretty well. Let me see.
You find out, let me know. I mean, I'm using Stability. I'm in no hurry. I mean, the thing is even if I wanted to cycle faster, the problem is that, like I said, the aqua soil, like ADA's aqua soil, just will continue to leach ammonia. So, I mean, if for whatever reason that leach occurs right when a shrimp bro is standing right on top of it, then, rip in peace.
It was the Instant Ocean
shrimp bro.
Instant Ocean Biospira.
Oh, Biospira, right? Spira?
Yeah, Spira.
Yeah,
Spira,
yeah. That's actually a good product, and that's for saltwater, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed, and that's what I used on my tank actually.
It's a good product.
Yeah.
It's expensive though. It's actually pretty expensive. Like if you go get the I don't know what size bottle it is. It's like I don't know.
There's a 4-ounce one for $12. It's actually, and they have a 10-ounce or an 8-ounce one on sale right now on Amazon for like the same price.
I think
so. Yeah, it was like what, like 15, 20?
It's like I thought it was like $14 to $15 if you go in store to buy like their 3 to 4 ounce bottle.
Yeah.
It's pretty expensive. Reef and Rican, what do you have in your fresh tank? Assuming you're talking about me just because it's in the background, I have nothing. I have plants. I have rocks. I don't know. Let me see if I can get the camera over there. Sort of. Not really. Yeah. See, there you go. Like the amount of light when it's so far away kind of makes it much harder to see it. But I actually have a video that I just posted earlier today that goes over everything about this tank. All I have in there is the hardscape, the aquascape, the everything is really set up and it's cycling at the moment. And then after this video, I finished my regular. Oh god, look at all my boxes out there. My regulators on the chair. I got the O-ring that I need to finish it up, and then the CO2 tank down there to finish the CO2 setup. So go ahead and set this back up. Oh lord. Okay. Not quite ready.
Yeah, we've been doing YouTube for at least a year or two. Yeah. At least for the fish stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fun fact, we used to do gaming YouTube, but yeah, not anymore. Not in a while.
My first video was 2 years ago. That's crazy.
Actually, what's your most popular video, Andy? Is it one of those beta care videos?
Oh, it has been. Let me look. Yeah, I think so. It's almost at How to your first beta aquarium. It's at 330,000.
Damn, boy.
And then I have a intro to beta care. It's almost at 200,000.
Dude, yeah, I figured. I have almost 200 views, guys. You better watch yourself. I'm breaking in on the scene. Maverick, as soon as the grass covers the bottom of the tank, the fishies go to be all kind of safe. And the ammonia, specifically if their roots already are in the ground already. Yeah, I guess. Amriel, I've been watching you too for 2 years, or for a year or two now. Yeah, actually, I think that's about right. Been in the Discord for quite a while. Got to hit that 10K sub milestone. Yeah,
You're getting there.
Am I? I don't even know what I'm at right now. I think I'm at like 7,600 or something like that. It's whatever.
I think I'm beating you by 100.
Maverick, Aaron, and Andy, go and pet a shark. I don't want to be the only one almost shitting myself. I don't want to pet a shark. Actually, I would pet a shark. Pet a shark would be cool.
Oh, that sounds cool.
You said you're beating me by 100?
I'm beating you by exactly like, let's see, you're at 7,663. I'm at 7,772.
Bastard. Yeah, that's kind of nuts considering. Well, actually, you put out a video, what, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. I have not been putting out content though.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I have subscribers.
Honestly, I like, and I mean, we've talked a little bit about this before on Discord. I think just the amount of like freshwater people on YouTube is just exponentially more than the saltwater side. I think the saltwater side is just so much harder.
No, for sure. And I think it's probably because like freshwater is typically equated to being cheaper, easier to maintain, which, yeah, I can see that. It definitely doesn't require as much upkeep, and you don't have to buy the salt and
I mean,
and shit.
I think it just ends up being like a slippery slope, right? Like somebody gets a tank, right? They get like some fluval, like all in one, right? And they get some guppies and some live bears and some other junk. And then, I mean, if you like guppies and live bears, they're not junk fish. They're great.
Guppies and mollies.
I remember like my fish in my 55-gallon tank. Like, I got a bunch of mollies because they were really cool colored mollies. And like in like a week, like a couple months, I had like a ton of baby mollies. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with all these mollies?
Dude, you train them back to the store.
That's what I did. That's what I ended up doing.
Get you some store credit.
Yeah. Well, the thing is though, you start with that Evo all-in-one tank. You get the basic inbred peasant fish, as Drake would say. And then you're like, huh, what's cool in this? What else is in this hobby? And you're like, oh, look, there's barbs. Barbs are cool. Some cichlids are kind of cool. They kind of get more into that. And then as they continue and they progress into the hobby, they're like, they keep hearing people talk about these like triumphs of the hobby, like the top tier, the non-peasant bred fish. And they're looking, oh, look at the discus, man. Look at those discus. And then they're like, oh, well, now I got to use RODI water. Hey, I want to get into like crystal, like Caridina shrimp. Let's get some RODI water. And then, things just start escalating. And then eventually they find themselves in saltwater because, saltwater is just objectively better. Like it's measurable, just measurable.
I would love some discus. I honestly thought about tearing down the rest of my freshwater and doing just another 125 freshwater with discus.
Do it. Like, like a 125, actually, that's pretty good. I don't know how many discus you could have in a 125.
I'm sure you could you'd probably get away with a dozen.
A dozen? That's nuts. No, like the thing about discus is they're so pretty and they're so cool, but all they do is they float. They just float incredibly well.
Fine, though. Like, that's fine. They can float and look pretty. That's why I get them. That's exactly why people get discus, for them to float and look pretty.
Yeah.
I don't give it. Look.
Honestly, I think if I were to do a large freshwater tank, it would only be a couple of things. I would probably want maybe like either a single fish, like a flower horn or an arowana, or do like a cichlid community tank. Like, well, when I say community, I mean nothing but cichlids. Just pack them all in. That's basically it.
That would be cool. I mean, I I don't know how I feel about an arowana because you need something massive for that, and I don't want to have to maintain that much. I know my house, the structure of my house could handle another large tank. I'd love to do more rainbows. I love my rainbows, and they're what are they at? They're probably about good 3.5 inches long now.
Yeah.
Sturgeon. I know they're going to get like probably 3 times as big as they are. I'd love to have a 125 with rainbows. Nothing but rainbows. That'd be cool.
It's pretty sick. Yeah. No, rainbows are really, really awesome. Actually, I wanted to ask Jeeping Reefer, you said that you're the 1%. You're a complete saltwater elitist. You know, did you actually start with a saltwater tank out of curiosity? Or did you like kind of, you know, I mean, that's what it makes it sound like, you know, that's all you've had, which I think would be really cool. I think it's awesome. But I find that the only people that would potentially be in that position would be people that like had friends or family or something that got them into the hobby initially. And then they kind of help them progress, because most people who start off, they don't start off with saltwater at all. At least that's been my experience so far.
I know when I first got into it, I did not want to, like, I vowed never to do saltwater. I'm like, I'm not going to spend that much money. These people are crazy. Fuck all this shit. I would never just do freshwater. It's so much easier. And then I also told myself I wasn't going to get anything more than that little 5-gallon.
Yeah. And for saltwater?
Oh, no, for fresh. Like, I was like...
no one just starts with 5 gallons.
Well, I did. And then, well, that didn't last long.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I should have said no one continues with just 5 gallons once they get it.
No.
Andrew Newton, I started with saltwater. That's awesome. That's cool. That's actually really good. I don't know. Honestly, I think that I'm not going to say that saltwater is harder than freshwater necessarily. I just think that there's a couple extra things on the baseline that you have to take into consideration, which just really means that you need more research, I think. And then that's really all it means between saltwater and freshwater. I think on the flip side, and I said baseline for a reason, because I think there's more options to add layers in saltwater, right? Like not every tank needs a skimmer, right? Not every tank needs dosing pumps. Not every tank needs an apex control unit. Not every tank needs like an automated water change solution. Like a lot of these things are like either saltwater specific, or they, they're almost used exclusively with saltwater, right? So I don't know. I would say the main difference. But those are extras, right? Those are extras. You don't need most of those. So at least that's what I would say. SC Reefer, what's going on, man? How's it going, bud? I have 5 super low maintenance freshie tanks. After the tanks matured, there's nearly zero maintenance necessary. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point where you want to be, right? And I think that's with almost any tank. Almost any tank. Depends on kind of what you keep, right? When you say low maintenance tanks, I mean, we're talking about like Java ferns, maybe some Anubias, some like rock, whatever, like kind of basic stuff. But I mean, if you were to have like dwarf shrimp, I mean, just a water change by itself, having to remineralize RODI water is more than what most people are willing to do who get into the hobby anyways.
I mean, I'd say that's where my 55 is. That's pretty low maintenance, but there's not much left in there. I have some, a couple Corys, the Angel, a couple Mollies left. And that's I just top it off when it needs to. I'll do a water change, but not nearly as frequent as I once did. There's no need to.
Yeah.
The plants grow like crazy in there. I need to go cut them all out again.
That makes sense. By the way, how's your stylo doing? Just kind of curious about that.
It seems to be doing well. So
what changes? Actually, just for everybody here, can you kind of talk about like what
you can see? Let's see.
Yeah, I wouldn't take your camera over. I think it's gonna be too hard.
So there's this middle rock. I can't even point to it. I can't even see myself on the screen. Hang on. Okay. So this middle rock right here, the style is like right here. And I lifted the middle rock up. I put another one underneath it, so it's more even underneath the light. so that that underside got more light focus on there. So that's what I did, and then um, I don't know. I mean, I can still see the polyps. They're clear looking. They're definitely bleached out on the underside.
Mhm.
Um, rest of it looks fine. Like I'm not worried about it like dying off or anything. So I'd hope that those areas kind of bounce back, but worst case it's just a little wider in those areas.
SC Reefer is asking, what lights are you running on that system? Are those Reef Brights?
No, these are Ocean Revives.
Ocean Revive, that's it. Ocean Revive. Actually, so you said you added the rock to the bottom of that middle structure. I mean, in outside of like aesthetics, was it just for aesthetics, or could you have like increased the percentage, right? Because aren't you running those kind of low?
So yeah, no, I definitely I started out lower. I should say I started out a lot higher, but my coral were bleaching. They weren't doing well. They didn't like it. I think it's just because this tank's a little bit, it's like shorter than others. Like compared to yours, for example,
Mhm.
mine's definitely more longer rather than taller. Um, so I think that might be partly due to the reason why it doesn't like the higher lights. I
Right.
would say they're probably around 25 for the blues, and then the whites are probably around. I think they're around 18, 20 as well. So they're only about 25% um, capacity at the moment. So I could turn them up a lot more. I just haven't
Right.
seen a need. Um, so if I turn up much more, like the softies, all the euphyllium stuff start to like they're not happy.
Yeah. Somebody asked, SC Reefer also asked kind of like how you like them. Like, I guess like what controllability in general, maybe.
Overall, they're not. They're. I would say they're actually great lights for the price point. Like, you get like these things are powerful. There's a reason why I'm only running them at 25%.
Mhm.
Um, I wish there was a little bit more control over the overall spectrum. Like, there's like no cool controller. So it's either blues, whites, or both. Um, they do have a timer on them for both channels, which is it's all right. So I typically have my blues come on first and go off last, and the whites run for about I want to say I think I have it at 10 hours for the whites, and then 12 hours for the blues.
What percentage did you run the whites at?
I want to say they're about 20, so they're about 5% lower than the blues.
You might, I mean, I know that you're, something I want to talk about later was like your green hair algae kind of stuff, but, um, did you, is it completely gone now? Is it because of the fox face? Do you see it coming back and the fox face is picking on it?
I have I don't see it in the main display at all. Like
Really? Wow.
between I think the livestock and what I did to help control the nutrients in the
Mhm.
system, I don't see it. However, it is in my sump. It is overridden my sump,
Okay.
and I'm trying to keep it there. So I let the. I think that's kind of where how it's been maintained. But I am between the fox face and the
Mhm.
lawnmower, and I think now that I've reduced the runtime of the white light, it's not
Mhm.
that big of a
You know,
deal.
I don't know if so. You run those white lights for like 10 hours at like what 20%.
Uh,
Um, you may actually consider reducing the white by maybe 5% and increasing your blues by 5%. Um, see how that kind of works. I mean, I don't know what aesthetic you like. If you like the 14K, the 20K, kind of that stuff.
yeah, I could definitely look into doing that. I mean, um, having just the blues is kind of displeasing to me, at least with these lights.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that if I had something like the Radions, for example, I could get a more pleasing blue, different shades and better colors with it. Just because this is all just I think one channel of like one level of blue, and then like the ultraviolets don't turn on the blue. I believe I think those are on the white channel. I
Yeah,
think
no, I mean,
I'm
it
like
looks good.
looking to see, but yeah, I think the ultraviolets only turn on with the whites.
Okay.
So it looks better with like the whites, definitely lower than the blues, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
But
they look
overall,
good. How much were
overall,
they per unit? Do you know?
uh, I think I spent 400 in total for those lights.
Dude, that's pretty good. And what is that? Is it a 72-inch tank?
Yes, 72 inches long. I want to say about 6 feet.
Yeah, I mean, covering a 6-foot tank at $400-ish is really freaking good for high
Yeah.
par. I mean, that's excellent. That's excellent.
I mean, and like the camera doesn't do it justice, but there's core line on everything.
Yeah, yeah.
The back of the tank, I would love more core line in the back, but I can see it's all over the rocks and the sides. So like these lights aren't a joke.
Yeah, that's awesome. So a couple people in chat have been talking about the LED Zeal, which is a Chinese branded LED strip that, it's panel, that has some really good values and I guess some certain people do really well with it. Jeep and Reefer State kind of answer your question on like the Alpha or the Zeus panel. I think I picked up the Malibu, the 48-inch Malibu light. I think it's great. Well, I mean, I've seen people who use it, and my opinion of those people's performance is great. But that's it. I don't really have personal experience with it. But with my frag tank build that's coming up in the next month or so, the bottom tank is going to have that LED Zeal light. And that's going to be lighting up, zoanthids, pallies, LPS, stuff like that, softies. And then the top light is going to be a Aquatic Life T5 hybrid. So I'm going to put 2 of my Radions that I no longer use and then put some T5 bulbs in there.
So, question, why did you decide to go that route and the route that you did with your main display over, say, another brand like Kessel's, for example? Because I know you went with the Radions at first. Mm-hmm. Why those over like Kessel, for example? Is it just brand preference, or
why I went over Radions instead of Kessels?
Yeah.
So most of it was based off of seeing other users' experience and their personal like performance out of what they got from the lights. I would say that's probably the majority of the reason. I think part of the controllability of Radion was much better. I mean, if you look at it, right, like Kessels have a toggle switch, right, that lets you choose between preset options. Whereas Radions, I have an app that lets me adjust the spectrum. And I think a lot of people get in trouble with that, honestly. Like people who are new to the hobby, what are they going to jump to, right? They're going to try to look at the best light for the best price. And right now that's LED, by far. And a lot of those LEDs, the price to the par ratio is coming down, right? So we get stronger LEDs for cheaper price, and people are cooking their coral, right? They're like, oh yeah, blues, whites, ultraviolets, purples, fucking pinks, magentas. We're going to put that shit to 100%. And then we're going to run this for 20 hours a day and call it a day. And they burn their coal. They die. They all die. And I'm not saying that the responsibility should be on the manufacturer to help, but I think more manufacturers, especially companies like Radion, who are more ingrained in the community, they should add features to their apps that basically say, like say the user accidentally moved the overall intensity to 100%, right? It should send a message to the user on the app that says, hey, you've set your intensity to 100%. On average, X percentage is recommended for blah, 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 or, you could potentially damage your coral. Here's a link to an article that can help you. Anything, I think, would be really nice. And I think the manufacturers could do that without taking any kind of responsibility, liability, whatever. And then it really wouldn't take a whole lot of effort. But to kind of answer your question, I picked Radions because from what I saw, they had higher par values. Their spectrum was better. Their controllability from the app was better. I will say after using them, however, while the app is great, the app almost never works because the app links through a piece of hardware called ReefLink, which is another thing you got to buy. Yeah. That doesn't always keep a connection. That to me is frustrating. So that's why I kind of, decided to go for a different option. This is a frag build. I wanted to make sure that this was affordable, something that was price you know,
Makes sense, right?
yeah, price sensitive. And so Radeons are not price sensitive at all. Like they're not cost, you know, they're not fiscally conservative at all. So yeah, that's kind of why I moved away from that. So Chinesium all the way.
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right.
What's
And
up?
also,
Oh, sorry,
speaking of apps, I'm going to shamelessly shill my app. You guys should go check out Tank Tracker at some point and start logging your parameters like good fish keepers.
Yeah, like we ever do that. Yeah, go link the URL in chat. Actually, I think that's a good idea.
Cool.
What's up, Pelfrey? How's it going, man? The problem with notifications like that, I use the WXM with my Apex. Sorry, what do you mean about that, man? With the Apex? I know that there's a lot of drama around Apex right now. Specifically, last week, I think the Apex Classic had an Amazon warehouse issue or something, and all the units went offline, but they didn't come back online, which is fucking scary, guys. Like that's nuts to me. Like if your Apex controls like a calcium reactor, for example, like you have a pH probe tied into your system to make sure that you don't accidentally nuke your tank with alkalinity and calcium, or excuse me, not like that. You nuke your tank because your pH drops too low, then I would go crazy. And if that was Apex's problem, considering how much money I have invested in my tank, I would pursue legal action with Apex for sure. Mars Aqua is a scam. They wanted to PayPal me money to buy their lights off Amazon and leave a verified review. Dude, Pelfrey, did they contact you because of your YouTube channel? Is that it? That's funny. That's funny.
I've only ever had one vendor reach out to me, and it was for an algae scrubber.
Oh, Santa Monica?
Yeah, and then they ghosted me.
So Santa Monica reached out to, like, they had this period of time where all they did was they reached out to YouTubers and like content creators. And I kind of wish they reached out to me because I kind of wanted to try one, but they never did. So, oh well.
I would actually love to try one, to be honest with you, but I don't know if I feel about buying one.
Yeah, they're expensive, man. Like, and by the way, Santa Monica, that shit has been around for ages, and not just really in the saltwater hobby. One of my coworkers, he is he doesn't tell me his age, and he's Asian, so it's kind of hard to tell how old he is. No offense to anyone here. And so I'm guessing he's probably in his maybe early 40s or something, and he has been using Santa Monica products for like his old cichlid tank ages ago. And even back then they were expensive, really expensive. So good story. The guy blocked me. I told him I wasn't doing that unethical crap. Good for you, man. Good for you. There's not enough people on YouTube that won't like look a vendor in the eye and just tell them to fuck off. So I think that's good.
How do you guys feel about a no drill overflow? So like hang on the back.
No drill
overflow?
Yeah, I mean, isn't that kind of another way of just saying hang on the back overflow? How does that work though? Does it pull the water from inside the tank while outside the tank?
Yeah, I believe it's either. God, I can't remember. I haven't looked at one in a while.
Dude, just drill.
Create a siphon.
Mike, just drill the tank, dude. So much better. Like on the initial tank setup, don't be lazy on that at all. Suction with a U pipe. Don't do that, dude. Just get an overflow. I mean, it's part of it is also redundancy and what's it called? Just like options, right? So like if you run a bean animal overflow, not saying you have to, it depends on your tank size. Sometimes it doesn't make sense on smaller tanks, but you have a primary drain, you have a secondary drain, you have an emergency drain. I just think having like risking, like say you have like a 10-gallon tank, right? Just even a 10-gallon tank. If you imagine 10 gallons of tank water on the floor, screw that. That's terrible.
I can tell you from experience, 5 gallons of water will fuck your shit up. Like So I'm over my basement right now, which is actually my master bedroom, and I had this is before I was smart and I had a what do you call it, a little floaty thing shut off valve. um, and I went to work and I had my auto top off water, so I have my RODI system coming into this room into my reservoir, which is just a Home Depot bucket, and it saves me lots of money. And like Aaron, who spent a shit ton on your fancy shit. And I just
But I didn't have to remodel my basement, you asshole.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Well, it was just a giant hole in the ceiling, and my wood floors didn't appreciate that. But yeah, so that's why I would probably never use a hang on the back overflow personally. But I mean, they are more in some cases cost effective, and it's like nothing inherently wrong with it. You just want to make sure that it never clogs. Like if it clogs and you like water's just going to keep flowing into it, and there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Mike, you said you've never drilled a tank and you're not really feeling all that. I can't really speak when you say something as nebulous as not really feeling all that, but if the issue is that you've never drilled a tank before, there are literally a million videos out there that show you how to drill glass. I mean, you get the drill bit, you pour water onto the spot, you don't press it, you don't have any pressure going down, maybe get something to stabilize it, and just drill, man. Slow.
You know, if you're like that nervous about it, which I totally understand, I was nervous and drilling mine as well. Just reach out to your local fish store. Like more often than not, they are more than happy to, like, if you want to pay them, I don't know, a couple $100, if that, depending on how generous they are, they'll do it for you. In some cases, they'll even come out to you.
Yeah, they can come out to you, and if you pay them good money. But I mean, if it's a smaller tank and you bring it to them, I mean, they will probably be a hell of a lot cheaper. You know, if you bring them the items themselves, like they may even do it for free.
Where Mike, you at, Mike?
I was about to ask, like, where do you live? Because I kind of want to get to know you. No, I'm just kidding. I just kind of want to know what's in your area. I'm creeping on my guys in chat. Florida? Oh, Jesus Christ! It's a long day. Shut up. Florida does not say Rhode Island.
Local reef club. That's not a bad idea. You can try to reach out to. I'm sure there's got to be like a local club. I'll look it up. Let's see.
I'm already looking it up. Ocean State Aquatics is a store. Actually, probably more than just reef stores would do it. I'm not sure where in Rhode Island you are, but this is down on 95 going south from Providence.
Well, just don't look up Rhode Island Reef, because that is not a reef club.
Well, now I gotta know what this is. Rhode Island Reef. Oh, hey. This is a devil's lettuce.
If you want some CBD, go to Rhode Island Reef.
What is this? We are passionate about helping people lead healthier and happier lives with our organically sourced full-spectrum CBD. Our products are derived from the hemp plants and are 100% free of additives and preservatives. It's a cannabis gold standard. This is great.
Well, there's a Reef Central thread from 2005 about a Rhode Island. There's got to be something. All right, let's.
Yeah, Mike definitely knows his shit. I'm pretty sure on a daily basis he makes sure to tell everyone in chat in Discord that he's completely baked. See, jewel pods? What are jewel pods? I'm more interested in this cannabis website, but yeah. You should go look at OSA in your area, Mike, instead of as an option. I don't know how close they are to you, but yeah, they seem like they definitely. I mean, they do like their primary design is on the services side, so they probably. I mean, they build tanks custom for people in their homes. So I guarantee you they'll. You go there daily, dude? Just really? That's crazy. Whatever. Fuck it. Man, Drake, you stop. I live in Texas. Okay. The day that they make cannabis legal is actually probably not as far away as you might think, because Texas, at least in the cities, is very democratic. So,
yeah. And join Mr. Mike.
What is this?
The Tropical Fish Society of Rhode Island.
By the way, have you guys been having issues with like Facebook and Instagram today or yesterday? YouTube, anything? Because I clicked on your link and it gives me like a 504 error or some nonsense.
That's kind of weird.
Maverick, you would be a vapor.
Well, why didn't you just go ask him? Go ask him. Hey, can anyone drill my tank?
Yeah. Hey, you know, we'll
just
trade.
Make sure you say drill my tank, not drill me.
we'll trade weed for a drilled tank.
I would.
Yeah, Facebook has been kind of messed up. But anyways, so yeah, if you have any questions about that, dude, we can always talk about it. Let's see here. What else did I want to talk about? Andy, you wanted to talk about water from the tap. Is it worth it?
Yeah, so, I mean...
Is this for fresh water or for salt water?
I honestly would say for both, because I know for a fact there are some people out there.
I see a corgi.
Yes, he's sniffing around. There are some people out there that use tap water for their reef tank. And while you can do that, and that's a thing, you probably should consider otherwise. I'm like so close to getting rid of or not doing tap water for any of my tanks. I think I want to do my long-term plan is to get another bucket to start doing remineralized RO water for my freshwater stuff. There's sometimes you have like a fish death and you don't know what the hell happened. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens with the freshwater stuff more frequently. Like I was telling you, I had a couple guppies left.
Yeah.
They were in my 33. I don't know what the hell it is. Like I don't have a way to test everything that's in my tap water. And for all I know, I mean, you hear horror stories about, people using tap water and the municipality decided to up the chlorine dosage to a level that would even harm people and your fish are screwed. Everything just dies.
Yeah. I've actually, one part that I've heard is that people who live in the country, they can sometimes have issues with during certain seasons, especially for people who live around farms, when they start putting not really just pesticide, but certain fertilizers in the ground, it can completely adjust that tap water. And so, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a risk. I would never personally use tap water if I didn't have to. I mean, from a saltwater perspective, I would never do that just because there's too much silicates in the water, ignoring the whole chlorine bit. But for freshwater, I think it's more acceptable. It just depends. But yeah, you can definitely have some problems.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I like. I don't know. Every time I have an issue with any of the freshwater stuff, that's what I normally go to because I feel like everything else has been established. Everything, right. All my tanks are mature by years at this point, and I just don't know. But I have some fish that I've had, like the angels and the mollies, I've had for years now as well, and I don't know. I feel like maybe there's something in the water that could be causing additional stress, like over time. Maybe just the minerals not, right for the fish. So that's why I would ever consider. I've run carbon before. I think carbon is fine for very limited use in my experience. Not that I have any scientific proof otherwise, but I know that running carbon or the same carbon long term it'll just end up leaching out all of the toxins and everything that it it was originally designed to capture. So that's my only worry about running carbon.
Hey, Amriel, you have a good night. I think it's late for you, isn't it? Like you're in London. What time is it in London? Time in London. Oh, it's just 12:30. Whatever.
It's only midnight.
It's only midnight. Maverick, your water's smelling like shit. Okay, got it. Cheaping reefers. My RO membrane drops the TDS to 2 to 3, considering dropping my DI stage. Honestly, I've seen people, I mean, I guess it depends on what coral you keep, right? But I've seen people who have the TDS at 2 to 3, and that's enough silicates to cause certain problems. I mean, I think that's fine, but I'll tell you that once I start seeing the TDS in my RO water get up to 2 or 3, that's when I've replaced my some of my filters. And the last time I replaced it, I replaced my DI, the sediment filter, the carbon filter, and whatever the other one is. What's the third one, or the fourth one, maybe? Andy?
What?
You got like sediment, carbon, DI resin, and what's the other one?
Oh,
RO membrane? Is that it?
maybe.
But yeah. Hey, Mike, if you're saying your TDS from the sink is 160 on a good day, that's actually really good, in my opinion. That's actually pretty damn good. I mean, I know that in my area, on a normal day, like average, our TDS is 200. And I mean, I'm in a city, so I don't know how much that matters. But yeah, I mean, to this day, I don't think I've ever measured the TDS inside my saltwater aquariums, only ever in freshwater. And only with.
Have you ever tried using your TDS meter in your saltwater?
No. Does it not work? Does it break it?
It does not work. At least that little one, the little pen ones.
Yeah.
Those.
Yeah.
It won't work.
Yeah, actually, I got a new. I don't have it now. It's somewhere. I got a different TDS meter because this TDS meter also measures like temp and some other stuff. So it's kind of cool. It's cheap.
Gotcha.
It's all from China.
But I know the TDS in my freshwater tanks are rather high too.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what the TDS is in them?
Not off the top of my. I can check. I can check right now.
Okay.
Let's see.
I think when I fill up my 40 breeder, I'm going to use a camping RO filter and a hose. I don't know what a camping RO filter is. Is it just for just drinking water in general? Like I don't know how that works. Camping RO filter. Using a backpack water filter.
Can you see that?
Huh? Let me see. 700. Was that 784?
That's what it says.
Dude, what the shit? Do a water change. Holy crap.
I do water.
Dude, it's no. Why? Are your fish swimming in actual pure crap?
No, they aren't. Like, I'm telling you, like, maybe this thing's busted.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Wait, no. Did you test that in your saltwater aquarium or the freshwater?
Oh, no, it's the freshwater.
Yeah. Jeeping was saying it's the salt. No, Jeeping, he's testing it in his freshwater tank.
Oh, yeah. No, that's freshwater. This thing doesn't work in the saltwater. I've tried.
Yeah, no. 700. I mean, that's pretty high, man.
I mean, I agree, but they've always been high, which maybe is the problem. And maybe why actually they're going ROI or RODI.
I mean, are any of your tanks? I thought you test the toilet TDS. Did you ever switch to RO for a period of time in your freshwater tanks?
No, I have yet to do it. I have everything I need to do it. I just need to do it.
I think you can actually look. Like, I thought there's a couple websites that stores TDS by location. Like, I thought you were able to look it up online somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, but like the municipality, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. The problem is when I type in like Rhode Island TDS, it brings up like it considers it like touchdowns. So like the Rhode Island's like football team or whatever. Football. Oh, hey, Josh. Sorry, man. I did not see your message. Hopefully you're still in chat. What's up, man?
Josh is getting married, and he's bugging me because I have yet to send back his RSVP.
That's awesome, man.
Yes, congrats to Josh on your marriage.
Man, I've been to too many weddings in the last couple of years.
I've been invited to wedding. I've only been to one wedding in the last couple of years.
That's good.
The other ones required me to fly and travel, and I didn't want to do that.
Lee, you're asking, are there any good fish keeping discords? Well, buddy, I can help you out there. We have some pretty fucking awesome discords going on over here.
Yes, come join us in the fish sticks.
There you go. I posted the link in chat. So I don't know where you're from, Lee, if you are into the saltwater, freshwater side, but our Discord has actually been pretty balanced lately. Both Pelfrey, it's you. You said that all those links didn't work before in Instagram. And I don't know if that's true or not. I think you're screwing with me at this point. Lee, try clicking that link. Let me know if that works, because I need to know, because unfortunately Andy still has not developed a bot that lets me see when people enter and leave the server. So I don't know if you've joined yet.
Oh my God. Here, I will, you know what? It's like out of the, hang on. Just chill. Hang on.
Okay.
I got you. I'll set it up right now.
Perfect. You can set it up later. Yeah. I wanted to talk about something. Metal halides. I want to talk about metal halides. So I'm actually there's a couple things I want to talk about this real quick. So some of you might know I've changed my lighting solution over to from pure LED to metal halides and an LED hybrid, and I'm super excited how this has turned out over the last couple of weeks. I think the amount of growth and color, actually not over the last couple of weeks, I think now close, I don't know what, 3 weeks now? I'm not entirely sure. But I've seen an explosion of growth. Like it's you can visual, like week to week, you can see the growth of Acropora, which to me is mind blowing. You know, I mean, it's a stick, right? Usually they grow super slow. Coloration wise, it's kind of tough to tell because I'm doing a couple other things besides the metal halide to address color, including now I'm dosing Acropower kind of every other day. I'm also keeping my nitrates up, which I think is the biggest contributing factor. Pelfrey asked, have you touched the metal halide bulb yet after it's been on for 5 hours? Yes. Well, okay. So my metal halide schedule is currently 4 hours. Excuse me. Let me put it this way. Was 4 hours. So last weekend, I changed it to 4 hours and 20 minutes. And so what I'm going to be doing is like every week or every 2 weeks, I'm going to be increasing the metal halide time by about 20 minutes or so. With the eventual goal is that my metal halides are going to run for 6 to 8 hours in like the middle of the day, right? So right now my lights come on at noon, my LEDs, they come on at noon. And then I think at 5 o'clock, the metal halides turn on. They run for 4 hours and 20 minutes. And then everything is off, I think, by, I think I run them for 10 hours. So, you know, about 10 p.m. or so. And I think it's been working great. I'm pretty excited. And I really want to increase the time, but you got to do this stuff really slowly. Those metal halides put a lot of power. So, and a lot of heat too. Corgi talk. Come on, man.
What kind of fish is that? You can do that. I'll just stick it in a tank and then post one on that Facebook. Be like, hey, is this overstocked? What kind of fish is that?
Pelfrey, it's you know, it's pretty heavy. The actual fixture itself. I would put it this way. I am willing to put more faith on a toggle bolt on certain things, but not this. right? I mean, this is like a 72-inch fixture, right? So it's huge. It's got 4 LED bulbs, throughout it, and then 3 metal halide bulbs. But it's pretty heavy. I would say probably in the 30 to 40 pound range. Probably that's about it. I would be, if it had 4 wires, I would be more willing to put this on toggle bolts, but I had to do some jerry-rigged bullshit with a like a 2x4 going across the no, not the joists, the studs. I had to go across the studs to confidently put that in there. And then my girlfriend, I mean, she knows a little bit about the amount of weight that you can put on drywall. And so she was like, yeah, you got to put it, like, you got to put something across the studs. There's no way that's going into the drywall. So I'm like, okay, got it. You got it.
Andy, don't buy fish at Petco. So what happened to you last time? I mean, I've bought fish at Petco once, and that was a mistake.
It was a mistake. I kind of remember, but I don't remember the exact details. I just remember you buying fish from Petco is bad.
Fuck. I bought, when I was getting into the fresh water, I set up a 30-gallon tank. It was a used JBJ all in one. Saltwater then. But I decided to go to Petco. I looked at their fish and I saw these, oh God, what were they? Some kind of tetra. And I thought they were the coolest things. And so I bought like 6 of them. And this is early in the hobby. Okay, this is before I started a YouTube channel. I got all of my embarrassing shit out of the way. Well, most of it out of the way. And I temperature acclimated them and I tossed them in. And a week later, it looked like one of them was kind of like dissolving. So obviously body rot of some sort. And suffice to say, I dealt with that for quite a while. And my fish just kind of all died. It felt so bad.
That's not funny.
It's not funny. It's terrible. It was horrible. I wanted to quit and give up on life because it was the worst, second worst experience I've had in fish keeping was buying fish from Petco. However, I think it would have been better if I actually had a quarantine system and did it properly.
Hey, I got a question for you. Well, it's kind of a question / a statement. And hopefully Pelfrey is still in here because he's a YouTuber as well, and Josh as well. So, is it me, or do you think that every YouTuber who makes a video about quote unquote like saving a fish from Petco or like going in there and like making fun of Petco is just a complete like, piece of shit? Like, I agree with you, but you're clearly doing this for the views and you're a horrible moralist human being. Like, am I the only one here that believes that?
I don't think you should have a video out there of you going into Petco and thinking that you're going to go save a life. That the thing is, y'all know that the more you put, the more money you give Petco, they're just going to continue doing that shit and abusing. I will never buy a bed of fish from a big box store again. I will never buy fish from I will never buy an animal from a big box store.
I think that's fair.
At least I'm going to try to never do that again.
Yeah, I don't know. I part of me, I think that this issue is the same thing with like puppy mills, right? Like people who buy certain animals that are like designer, right? Like cats and dogs. I think we people have more issue with that than they do with fish, right? I mean, I guess it's a little bit different because we don't really have adoption, like fish adoption centers or fish rescues, right?
Can you imagine having to sign papers? Oh, you want a guppy? It's going to be $20, and you got to fill up a stack of papers.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, right, we don't do that, right?
No.
But when you go to work and you say, hey, I want to get a corgi or I want to get a pug, they stand up on their like pedestal, like, no, fuck you, go buy that like half retarded chihuahua from like the puppy kill centers, and then
you should though, and you should feel bad.
But Andy, where did you get your corgis? Be honest.
Okay.
Wait, where did you go? Where are you, Andy? Shit, I think we lost him. Or did we lose me? Are you guys there? I don't know what's going on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
I think your headset just went out or something.
That's weird.
I don't know.
Where did you leave off?
So again, where did you buy your corgis?
So the first one I inherited from Brady. He got from a breeder. The second one I got from Craigslist.
Okay. Oh God. Okay.
I got Remy here for $200 from some chick who they lived on a farm. Her boyfriend got Remy for her birthday, and they broke up. She's like, I can't see this stupid dog anymore. And I was like, oh my God, he looks like the cutest thing ever. And so I went out there, I picked him up, and he's the sweetest dog. It was the best $200 I've ever spent.
Yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine with that. Like even people who go to breeders, right? Like you said, Brady's family does, and they pay like what? Like what are corgis at a breeder? Like $1,200, something like that.
He spent, I think he spent about $800 on Mr. Cuddles.
Okay. So yeah, like people will spend $800 on, or $800 to $1,200 on designer animals, right? Like a brachycephalic cat or dog, a corgi, a German shepherd, like a husky, whatever. Instead of going to the into like a what's it called? Like a wow, why am I blanking on this?
This is where I have to hide my designer clownfish.
No, it's okay. Yeah, no. Designer clowns are I hate Tom with a passion, so she can eat it. She can just die. Animal shelter. Thank you, Pelfrey. Maybe a pound. I was looking for the word pound. That's the word I was looking for, because that a pound is much more loaded. Because when we think animal shelter, that sounds much more nice. But when we think pound, we think of like animals, like in those ASCPA commercials or those other things, like in the arms of an angel, like those commercials that you hate yourself when you watch because you're like, I'm not donating money. That's what you think of when you think of pound. Animal shelter, you're thinking of like responsible adults taking care of animals correctly and fostering them and doing all that kind of stuff. Anyways, where were we? I think I was supposed to be going somewhere with this. But yeah, anyways, like you don't really think about that with fish, right? Either you have two stores with, well, actually, I think there's like 3 stores. There's 3 types of stores in the fish community. You have big box stores like Petco, PetSmart. You have mom and pop stores, which is like that really kind Chinese lady who runs a store right down the street from me, who has no idea what's going on, but she tries. She's slightly better than the big box store, but still, you're not really going to get what you're looking for if you're really dedicated into the hobby. The third one are the good stores, right? Like these are the really good stores. These are like the, if you're in the Houston area, which I know some of you guys are, this is like the Ocean Life Aquarium. This is the FJW Aquarium. This is like if you live in Orlando, Florida, this is your Worldwide Corals. Like this is like, those are the kind of stores that are the good stores, the best stores. Yeah, you're going to pay a premium probably at those stores, right? Like you go look for a yellow or a purple tang at Petco, you're probably going to pay a hell of a lot less than you are at another store.
I don't know. I would say, at least around here in Kansas City, most of the time, for most of those fish, they're pretty competitive. Even like I will say, okay, Petco may be a little bit cheaper because most of their shit's like on death row. Yeah. But like honestly, anytime you go to Petco, I know anytime my Petco's here, I go in there and I will see a yellow tang, and it looks like it hasn't eaten in a year. It looks like literally skin and bone. Yeah, But the other stores, I would say they're moderately priced. They're they're industry standard. I don't know.
I'm not saying that they're poorly priced, but like I guess for example, one of my local fish stores has recently started. Like they don't stock it all the time because they sell out pretty quickly, but I think they what is it? The Mandarin gobies that dragonets that specifically were bred and like in captivity that eat frozen food instead of just purely pods or amphipods. Right. Were those, was that's not ORA.
Yeah.
Who did those?
I think they aren't they?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's ORA. I think it's somebody else. Maybe somebody in the comment section can say something. But you know, those are like $80 for a Mandarin goby that's like literally 3/4 of an inch. Like these guys are tiny. But
Biota?
huh? Biota. That's it. That's right. That's right. Biota.
Yeah.
They do those special Mandarin gobies that are bred on frozen food, which is huge. But you're never going to find that in a big box store ever, right? You know, and I would hope that a big box store would never even keep a Mandarin. That's just obnoxious.
ORA does them too.
They do? Okay.
Yeah, they do a wide variety of things.
Gotcha. Yeah, actually, you know, and tell me if I'm not the only one that's had this happen before. So I was in, was it Petco or PetSmart? I think it may have been, I don't know, the better one. The one that's like not as bad as the other one. I don't remember what it's called because I always consider them the same. Yeah, maybe. So I went to a PetSmart locally that's really close to me, specifically because I needed to get a little bit of like kind of this sponge material that I could use to kind of scrape down a tank. And this was last weekend. There was a woman there who looked like she was inside of her, I don't know, 50s or so, maybe late 50s, early 60s. And she was trying to set up a tank for the first time. And she was there with a sales rep who, you know, I mean, he ran the counter. I've seen him there before. And I know at home, like I've talked to this guy. He works at the store. And at home, he has like a 125-gallon tank or something like that. And, you know, I heard him, what he was trying to sell her, what he was trying to give her to get that tank up and running. And as I'm leaving the store, I look over at her cart and she's got like, and keep in mind, this is a tank bought at PetSmart. An all-in-one, and I think it was like maybe 5 or 10 gallons. And she was checking out with 3 female beta fish. And I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be a disaster. And she's still talking to the sales rep. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, what am I supposed to do in this situation? Do I stop, turn around, and be like, hey, sales rep guy, you are wrong. Let me explain to you exactly what's about to happen here. And, you know, like, I don't know. I didn't know what to do. And, you know, unfortunately, I was like on a time schedule. I didn't really have time to like stay there and talk about what a beta fit, like a beta sorority is, or like how you're supposed to handle beta fish and why everything that they were about to do was a horrible mistake for a tank that had not been set up yet. But yeah, I don't know.
That's the worst. That's like,
I feel really bad now that I didn't
before you buy a pet.
Like stop and like try to help her.
Right.
Man.
Yeah, you should always do your research before buying a pet.
Yeah. I mean, like the thing is she was there and she got the tank while she was there, right? Yeah. She had like she didn't have Prime. She had some other dechlorinator. But my guess is that she was literally going to be bringing those home, setting up the tank, putting some water into it, dechlorinating it, and then like just tossing them in. Like I bet that, guarantee you that, actually considering what, so that was, I think, on Saturday. Today is what, Wednesday, end of day Wednesday. And so those fish are either like, unless she kept on dosing the dechlorinator, I mean, those fish are probably dead. It was a gift. It was a gift. I mean, she was trying to get a gift for somebody. I mean, the reason why I know so much about this is because I couldn't help but overhear them. I was there trying to look for something. It was a product. Actually, wait, no, tooth. It was you that told me to go find that product. I think that's only in Canada. That cycling product, and that's when I was there looking for the product that you told me about, and I couldn't find it. So I was just standing by the aisle. And at a certain point, I just kind of like tuned into their conversation and was listening to it. And I was thinking like, is there a way that I can kind of get into that conversation to like, you know, to help her out, like just to be helpful. But there was really like nothing I could have done at that point. Yeah. Nutrifin cycle. That's it. That's right.
I heard a PetSmart employee tell this couple that bamboo shrimp will eat cherry shrimp.
Will they? I mean, like, I'm just imagining, like, they got their little, like, fanny, frilly hand things going off to the side, and they just, like, they sweep in the cherry shrimp to their face. I could see that. That'd be funny to me.
Uh,
Um, yeah.
that's
But yeah, I don't know. In cases like that, if you guys are ever at a store and you have the option to like talk to somebody and give them some help, definitely try to help them out. Like if you have the opportunity.
we should create like pamphlets. Be like, you're doing it wrong. This is what you need to do.
Dude, there could be multiple, like that pamphlet, you're doing it wrong, can be applied to so many other things than just the fish hobby. Just go up to like somebody protesting something that like is just a common like basic human right and just hand them a pamphlet. You're doing it wrong. Stop being an asshole.
Yep. You should have intervened while filming for YouTube.
Oh,
you
God.
should have. You should have your camera out and filmed it.
I can't do that, man.
Been like, lady, listen. You're gonna kill those fucking fish. Stop it.
I can't do that. Like I struggle hard doing any kind of YouTube stuff in like public. I can't do it.
I hear you. I know. I did that like review of the fish store, my local fish store. I was like a nervous wreck.
Yeah, I like that video. That was a good video, though.
Oh, thanks. I mean, you couldn't hear anything over all the noise and other people. But I should have planned that out better. I mean, I'm much more prepared nowadays.
Yeah, for sure.
I spent a lot of money on gear that I haven't used yet. But I plan on like debuting all of it for Aquashella, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, me too. I'm pretty happy about Aqua. Actually, are any of you guys going to Aquashella, by the way? In Dallas, Texas. I will be there. Andy from Bare Necessities will be there. So it should be pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited for that. When is that, by the way? When is that?
It's the weekend of the 30th, 29th, 30th.
Of what?
This month, March. It's in like 2 weeks.
Shit, are you serious?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I completely okay. All right, cool. I mean, I bought tickets. My girlfriend set up the hotels. I'm gonna drive. Whatever.
Okay. Yeah, we fly out on the 29th, and then we fly out on the 1st, I think.
Okay.
I'll have to double check.
Nice.
But I wanted to get there because they're doing when are you getting in?
I'm probably getting in late Friday, my guess.
Well, if you don't get in too late, they're doing a YouTuber meet and greet like at 7 o'clock, I think, 7 or 8.
Okay. I don't know if that will work because I get off work at 5 minimum. And it's going to take, I think, 3-hour drive to get there.
Unless you take off. Well, they have one in the following morning. They have one at like 10 a.m. I think on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's why all the common folk can come meet us.
Gotcha. That'll be cool.
You should get one of the autograph cards.
Autograph cards? What do you mean?
Here, I'll link you a Facebook post, and then I don't think you ever accepted the invite for the YouTube group, so probably. Here,
I can check it out. Yeah. Jeep and Reefer Reef Currents. Yeah, dude. Reef Currents is awesome. I will be also going this year, but that's not for a while, right? It's for I don't remember when I've only been to it once. I went to their last Reef Currents last year, which is I think Houston's biggest reefing frag swap type event. I'm pretty excited.
Actually, reminds me. There's one in Kansas. There's actually a coral. Josh told me about it.
Uh-huh.
Let me find it. There's like Coral Expo here in Kansas in August.
Okay.
You should come out and do it.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool. In August?
Yeah.
I am... Hold on one second.
Kansas City Coral Show.
Yeah, actually, when I went to Reef Currents here in Houston, it was pretty awesome just because I was able to meet a few people in the hobby that you just normally don't see, like Jason Fox. He was there selling his own stuff. So that's kind of cool. Get to talk to him a little bit. And actually, I don't know if you guys can see it in the screen, but up above my head in that blue cabinet in the back, you see those two fish, the clownfish on the left and the powder blue tang on the right. That those were from Reef Currents, and actually, Jeeping, you should recognize those because I think they were giving them away in the grab bags, and those two represent both of the best and most significant local fish stores that do reef specific stuff here in Houston. So they're pretty cool. Actually, let me grab one. Oh God, bucket. All right. So
I feel like we need to have a fish figurine battle.
Fish figurine battle, maybe. Actually, so sorry, I was wrong. So this one, hold on, so I can actually see it. So this one is from FJW Aquariums. These guys are absolutely awesome. So this is my little FJW fish. And the other one is actually, oh no, I was right. It just said Marsh Reef on the back. That's why I thought it was only for one. So hopefully I showed you guys the FJW side. So this is the local fish store. And this side that says a Marsh Reef, that is Houston's Reef Club. And it's an amazing club. I love it. And then the other one is Ocean Life Aquarium. And it also has Marsh Reef on the back as well. So they were like the platinum vendors or sponsors for the event. And it's really cool too, because if you're part of Marsh Reef in Houston, you get like 10% off livestock, I think. Is it 10%? 10, 15% off livestock at most of the good stores in Houston, including FJW and Ocean Life. So it's pretty nice. Sorry, Andy, what were you going to say?
This one's from Funko.
Funko?
And then this one too.
Dude, that's awesome. What is that? Funko? What was Funko again?
Oh, they're Pops, dude.
Oh, it's Pops. Okay, got it.
Nemo and Dory.
Yeah.
Someone's like, oh, hey, he's in a fish. He likes Pops. Let's get those.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh, I thought so.
Yeah, but I'm excited. Man. I have a question. How many people in here were bitten by a shark? That wasn't me. No, I think only you, Maverick. Only you get bitten by a shark. Aaron has a Nemo harem. Yes, I do have a Nemo harem, which is kind of weird because is a harem. Okay, let me ask you. Is harem specific? Is gender specific? Is a harem gender specific? Because when I think harem, I think degenerate Japanese anime crap. But I think that term applies elsewhere. Let me look this up. This is a Googleable question. Harem. Harem is a Arabic word, a sacred, inviolable place, female members of the family. What? Of the family. Yeah. This is strictly okay. So the origins of the word refer to females. So yes. So you can't have a harem of Nemos because Nemo, I believe, identifies as a male character because. Isn't Nemo being... Who's he voice acted by?
I don't think you should be assuming his gender.
No. Nemo.
Sure they can change when...
Nemo is voice acted by whom? Andy?
Oh, how if I know? Why are you asking me?
You should know.
Nemo voice actor.
Right? I mean... Nemo is a reverse harem.
Alexander Gould?
Gould, yes.
Gould?
That's right.
Who voiced Dory, Aaron?
Who voiced Dory? Dude, that's fucking Ellen DeGeneres, right? Right? It's Ellen.
I love how you had to look that up.
Hey, I didn't look it up. I was looking it up because I didn't know who voiced Nemo myself.
Yeah. I saw you.
Actually, so it's let me see. Let's think. Maverick, we're not talking about hentai here. That's for the after show. God. Mark V. Oh snap! It's Baron. Aaron, what's up, man? When am I getting in on this shit? Whenever, dude. I don't. Mark, which who are you? Do we know you? Are you in Discord? Are you somebody in Discord? Actually, talking about Discord, I'm going to take a couple seconds to not only link the Discord shamelessly in chat, but
I love how it's a different link this time too.
Huh?
I love how it's a different link this time too.
Yeah, I made this link like it never expires. Chupa, dude. See, you use all these different names. How am I supposed to know this? And by the way, Chupa, I'm in the stream. Okay, you should know at all times what I'm currently doing, and you're spamming me in Discord with things, right? So I had to actually disable my sound on my Discord so that it would stop pinging while I was doing the live stream. Yeah, so good story, guys.
No. Nope. Grease is high.
Dude, Remy is such a good dog.
He's a good dog.
I think your corgis are like partly the reason why I want a corgi, and also the reason why I don't want a corgi.
They're adorable in so many ways, but thank God are they loud.
Yeah, that would be my. I think that plus the shedding bit.
Yeah, they do shed a lot.
Yeah,
so it's not that terrible. I mean, you would see it more often, but you just sweep it. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah. Trying to make gains. What's up, man? H-Town represent.
Oh, come here. Slap you in the butt. Yeah.
Get a pit bull. Pit bulls are awesome dogs, man. Actually, McGains, dude, you need to get a different name, dude. Either you're getting gains or you have gains. Okay, so I'm just saying. But depending on where you're from, if you go to Ocean Life Aquarium, they usually whenever I'm there on the weekend, Jose or Nick Senior or excuse me Nick Junior has a pit, and they're always in the store, and such an awesome dog, man. I love that dog. I will check your DMs, Mark, when I am done.
Slide into your DMs.
I'm gonna slide into your DMs. Hey, Drake, I would actually do that, but I have not had dinner yet tonight, so I'm gonna grab some food probably after this.
Speaking of, how long are we gonna go?
I don't know, just whenever. I'm sure Brady's probably yelling at you at some point.
Nah, he's busy playing Divinity.
Oh, does he? Did he just start playing that?
He's been playing it for a couple of weeks. I just picked it up too, so I only just started.
Oh, are you're not playing together? Co-op?
No.
It's a good game, man. It's a good game.
It is good. It's good so far. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we can probably maybe spend another maybe 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes, whatever.
We need some topics. Give us topics or questions. Topics.
Okay. Topic. What do I want to talk about? Freshwater, saltwater. Probably saltwater, right? Frag tank. Let's talk about the frag tank, I guess. We can talk about the frag tank. So there's a couple things that's going on with my frag tank build. I'm pretty excited about it, but I'm waiting on a couple things. The biggest, of course, is the stand. I have a guy here in Houston who is working with me on building the actual stand itself. And it's kind of, yeah, it's your fault. It's kind of like two parts, right? So you've got the double decker frag tank, right? And that's going to be the main structure. And then on the side, you've got another frag tank set up, but it's half the size for the sump. Okay, and on top of it, there's technically enough room for another frag tank if you wanted to, but I'm not doing 3 frag tanks right now. So I'm waiting on that. That's probably going to take the longest amount of time. Second bit is that Mark here in chat, or Chupa in Discord, he gave me the hookup on some wholesale discounts, which is pretty fucking sweet. That got me some overflows, which I have sent to a guy that is sponsoring my actual tanks themselves, which they're going to be like 48 by 24 by 12. So I think they're about 60 gallons each. So the company is making those tanks for me, and those are going to be put inside that frag tank build. It's going to be awesome. But that takes time, right? So those overflows that I was talking about, instead of shipping them to me, I had them shipped to the tank manufacturer, and they're going to drill those tanks for me as kind of part of the whole like custom thing, because normally they don't make frag tanks like this. It's not part of their MO. And yeah, Mark, this is SCA Aquariums. SCA made my 210 gallon. They made my 90 gallon. They make good tanks. I will say that. But like I said, I think maybe 2 or 3 streams ago, SCA is a Chinese company. They use Chinese-based glass, and I don't say that like there's like anything wrong with it. When I say that, Chinese glass legitimately is not as quality as some other companies' glass sources. Not necessarily American, but like other companies. And so because of that, SCA is able to charge less because their product is much cheaper. But the quality is still great. I've never had a problem with them whatsoever. So, and they're willing to work with you too. Normally they have like, center overflows. And if that's not your thing, then you can totally customize it and have an external overflow box. They'll drill it for you. They'll do everything. They're great to work with. So I'm waiting on the tanks and then the stand. And once that's done, that's pretty much it. I mean, at that particular point, yeah, and as Jeeping said, I mean, it's a frag tank. You're viewing it from the top down anyways. And at that point, when that's all set up in my 210 gallon system, I have 3 enormous marine pure blocks that have been in my sump for like a month now, maybe, and they're going to be in there for another 3+ weeks. So those marine pure blocks are absorbing all of that nitrifying bacteria that I'm going to just immediately have set up inside those frag tanks once that system comes in. So I think I will probably be able to instantly cycle that entire system once I get those that stuff in there. So that'll be pretty nice. Do you have a fish room? No, I do not have a fish room. Andy, is the room that you're in technically considered a fish room?
I mean,
office type spot.
It's my what do we call it? It's the off fish.
Off fish. Ha.
I would consider kind of a fish room. I mean, there's 3. I have 5 running tanks in this room at the moment. So like you can see saltwater, my closet, you can't see it. There's the shrimp tank in there, and then the freshwater stuff over here with the pile of unused tanks that are just sitting there. But those are I don't know. I kind of consider it a fish room, but
I'm pretty sure with like 5 tanks, that's definitely considered a fish room. At some point. Like it has to be. Like I think a fully dedicated fish room would be if you like remove that couch in the back and then you added more fish tanks. I think that'd be a fish room.
I thought about it, but I don't know. I'm good. I'm good with what I got.
Phoenix Knight, never seen any content. I'm just looking at dummy thick memes. Dude, that's awesome. I think we all need some dummy thick memes in our life right now.
Oh man, that reminds me. There was one like snake. I think I sent it to you. Didn't
What did you send? What is it?
Oh, I'll find it. Hang on. There's a dummy thick meme.
Yeah, dude, Gaines. Houston not having basements is literally the worst thing of all time. Like the worst.
I'm gonna send this to you, but you need to like share your screen.
Okay. If it's only if it's a high quality dank meme. That's what I need in my life right now.
All right.
All right, Phoenix, hold on. If this is good, I'll share it with you. Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap from my ass cheeks keep alerting the guards. Yeah, I've seen this one before. Hold on. I'll share this with everybody. All right. Share. There we go, guys. Check out, guys. This is pretty solid, assuming that it can stay on the same screen. Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap from my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards. By the way, that little alert sign, I can hear the voice in my. I'm not going to try to replicate the sound, but you know what sound I'm
going to try to find it because I have to.
The bleep noise.
Yeah.
I
have to find it.
Sharing is caring.
There. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's what I was looking for. Actually, you know, do you guys listen to watch Ego Raptor? Are familiar?
Mm-hmm.
The YouTuber?
Nope.
He does like well, I mean, he's been around for ages. How many of you guys went to Newgrounds like back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s? Anyone? Newgrounds?
Oh my God, that's forever ago.
It was like flash videos, right? So he started off at Newgrounds. I think he started there anyways. And he moved on to YouTube later, right? When YouTube became much better than Newgrounds. And he is one of the members on the, what's it called? Fucking Game Grumps, right? Like the Game Grumps group on YouTube. And one of my friends was really into the Game Grumps. And at the point, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck these guys are, like whatever. And he wanted to go see them live, and they were coming to Houston, like downtown at like Studio Warehouse Live or something like that. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go with you. This is fine. And then I'm in I'm in the venue, and I'm like, dude, this guy sounds a lot like that one guy, Ego Raptor from Newgrounds from like a decade ago. And he's like, he turns to me like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is Ego Raptor. I'm like, oh, okay. It was really embarrassing. Damn, y'all are geeks. Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
No question.
I mean, hey, dude, Gaines, like we may be geeks, but you're also watching some geeks in the middle of the week on YouTube Live talking about fucking fish. Like, hey, I mean, I'm not judging you. I'm here presenting, but you know, just FYI, you know.
And Solid Snake's ass.
Yeah, and looking at pictures of Solid Snake's ass. That is very important. Man. But oh, that's good. That's really good.
So, Maverick, how old are you?
Dude, this guy's like ancient. He began when beginning of time, like when you know.
I feel like I'm getting ancient.
I don't know. I'm 30. I just turned 30 this year.
That's true. I turned 30 here shortly. Very shortly.
Wait, so you're younger than me?
I thought I was older than you, but I'm apparently younger than you by a couple months.
Okay, so Andy, what does that mean? What does that necessarily mean?
No, I don't. I think I know where you're going, and I'm not gonna go there.
No. I would think that if I'm older than you, then technically that makes me senpai, right?
Fuck you.
I think I'm senpai in this relationship.
I don't know about that.
Dude, I'm 32. What's up, man? Yeah, 30. 30 is like when you start realizing that shit doesn't really get much better than this.
We say 30. 30 is when gay death happens, so I have that to look forward to as well.
When what happens?
It's 30. 30 years old is gay death, if you didn't know.
Gay death?
Yeah, it's a thing, apparently. Like, that's when, like, gay people stop having a life.
Okay, are we talking about like a social life, or they just end up dying?
So-
Like, is there like a termination
I
period?
wonder
Like,
if she's like-
if you take like a gay guy and you like turn him around and you look at the tag on the back of their neck, does it say that expires when they hit 30?
expires exactly 30 years.
Sorry, it's taking me a while to understand what you're trying to say.
I have to like look up what is this urban. I should know this.
Reef and
But I
reels. See, oh my god, what is going to happen if I type in gay death into Google? Death penalty for homosexuality with Wikipedia. Very nice.
No, you have to do.
Wait, Andy, what is this? What is this? Pumping in parentheses is dangerous new fad among gay men. What the fuck is this? Hold on.
Oh my god!
What is pumping? Pumping.
So I was going to make a joke earlier about some of the equipment that you had around there. I was like, that, whatever you had on your chair or next to it, like that looks like a penis pump.
Bruh, come on. What the hell? Okay, hold on.
That's all right.
Okay, for 4 years, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons witnessed a disturbing and deadly trend among those within the trans community. Many were injecting silicone into their bodies to achieve the perfectly curvy look. But the trend, coined pumping, has continued to be a cause of concern as it makes its way to a group called injectors, which is a subgroup of gainers, just like trying to make gains, gay men who want to appear larger. But there are dangers to the illegal practice, as often it's not just silicone being injected into the body. And now the gay community is calling for more visibility on practice now, blah, blah, blah. None of this is more interesting. Yeah.
You're here for saltwater tanks, and you've got this.
What?
I said you guys came for saltwater tanks, and you got this.
Oh, my God. This is not what I expected it to be.
That's all right.
That's okay. That's not what a gainer is. Brady. Wait, Brady. Oh, wait. Our Brady? Is that our Brady?
Probably.
Huh?
He's been making fun of me.
That's fine.
That is my Brady.
It's okay. Everyone go look at his channel right now. You can click next to Brady Woods, the little ... and go to channel. And then you can watch his videos from 1 year ago and then one stream from a week ago. So that'll be great.
Sumatra was actually pretty good.
What was?
Sim.
Overwatch. Oh, got it.
He's like, oh god. A few videos before one of the equipments that I don't remember which one.
Dude, Brady, I'm looking at your avatar in YouTube, and you have a really good picture. Like that's quality. I have a shitty picture in LinkedIn. Like I really need to change it. It's terrible.
I took a picture of him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Had to do it for his I don't know, was that was for your center? Yeah, never mind. That was for his interview.
Yeah, that makes sense. Shit.
You just got a whole bunch of followers. Everyone's like subbing to Brady. That's hilarious. What kind of PC setup do I run? Man, I have to go. I don't remember what year my I had this thing for a couple of years.
If you can't remember, then it's probably of no consequence.
I mean, I know it's an i7. I just don't remember what year it was, and I'm running a 970.
Dude, I actually in my machine right now, I've got two 970s and SLI. But honestly, I haven't gamed a whole lot like this past 6 months to a year. Just kind of things changed a little bit. But I kind of need it. Like, I think the next time I upgrade my computer is when either one of two things happens. One, the single player for Star Citizen decides to finally fucking come out.
Yeah.
Or two, Cyberpunk 2077 from CD Projekt Red comes out.
That does look pretty good.
Yeah, like either of those. And honestly, for either of those, and probably more so Cyberpunk than Star Citizen, I would actually take time off from work to play that game.
I consider upgrading at that point, but it's i7 479 or 47.
Wait. Hold on, Drake. Tooth. You say, hey man, Star Citizen is playable. That implies that you follow Star Citizen. And no,
He's probably seen some of our Star Citizen videos.
Huh?
I said he's probably seen some of our Star Citizen videos.
You know, I'm actually curious if he has. I don't know. It depends on how long he's been following it, because I haven't been in the whole Star Citizen game for a while. So,
but yeah, so it's an i7 from a couple years back, and I'm just running the 970, 12 gigs of RAM. Nothing super fancy or special. Was when I got it. And then I'm just running the single 35 ultra wide.
what do you mean you own it, Drake? I'm confused. You just own Star Citizen, like you pledged to it? Because if you pledge to it, I'm gonna tell you.
Everyone's pledged to Star Citizen and has been ultimately disappointed.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, like I love their like. I mean, they have so much that they need to do, right? But it just takes so much time, and I think they're planning on releasing Squadron 42 in 2020.
Didn't
Something like that.
I thought they released something. I thought they released.
I don't know. But you know, that's fine with me. Yeah. So Drake, you played $60, right? So that I don't know what ship that got you. You know, like if that was an Avenger or something else like that. So a quick TLDR, I used to do like gaming videos and stuff like that on YouTube, and I think I ended around like 13,000 subscribers or something like that. I got bored of it, so I just kind of like stopped. But my biggest thing was doing videos on Star Citizen. So I used to be super involved with that community. And I think today I've got like my base package is like a Constellation. I've got like a Banu Merchantman. I've got a Reclaimer and some other stuff. Got a bunch of ships and nobody to play it with. Yeah.
Apparently you're competing with Corey from Co-op right now.
That's fine. I don't think it matters a whole lot. Look, they don't have dank memes, okay? We do.
True. They're not talking about big dummy ass.
No. That's
why we're better.
That, and we're all there. He's also predominantly freshwater, just FYI.
This is very true. That's a good point.
Yeah, Drake, I don't know when the last time you played, but I was doing some research because I haven't played it in a long time, but I thought a patch a while ago made it so that the, what's it called? The performance was much better. Like, you know, you could actually get some decent frames from it. And Gaines, you asked the question, what do you guys do for a living? So I do, I'm an application developer / support for a commodity trading company, if that means anything.
Sorry. Something in my throat.
Ha. So I do IT stuff.
I do IT stuff too.
High five.
Woo. With the computers and the Wi-Fi's and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, computers and things.
You want me to remember is in the Wi-Fi.
Oh my god. No, stop.
That's funny.
That's what happens when you have your Echo set up to say.
Yeah, now we're actually nerds if we're talking about what we do in real life. That's sad. I did, however, get promoted at the beginning of this year, so I was happy about that. That was nice.
Congrats. About time.
Yeah, seriously. Fucking job. Corporate America. I hate it.
I hear you. Oh, well.
And what am I going to do? How am I supposed to pay for my saltwater hobby? Or, excuse me, saltwater addiction?
Gotta be part of, corporate wage slave for the fun stuff.
Pretty much. I want to be promoted from student to job. Yeah, that's a good promotion. I mean, it's a little bit different, right? Because I mean, at that point, you're sucked into student debt. So that's great. It's gonna be great.
I don't have any student debt.
Mm-hmm. You what? You said you still have some?
I do not. I never had any.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I actually, I mean, I think it's become so much different now, right? With college education. I mean, older companies with baby boomers who are still in charge, they still expect you to have that college education to even pass. But if you can get into a place that doesn't work, like people more care about your experience, then that's just so much more important.
More of a trend these days. They're not caring so much about your education.
I think it depends on the industry and the student and the place that you work at.
Well, that's very true, very true.
Because like my the place that I work at, I had a friend of mine who did not have a college education, but he has years of experience with like heavy relational database experience. He has some Python under his belt, but they said no because he didn't have a college education. It's nonsense. It's bullshit.
I got in because I had like 10 years in the industry, and then I got lucky, but I got docked pay, unfortunately, because of it. But
right.
It's stupid. Like, it's all part of that shitty system, though. And you don't need an education to be successful, like in a college level education to be successful. Yeah,
that's pretty much it. I mean, and Phoenix, you're saying basically half your life in debt, and that's just kind of true, right? I mean, like I just turned 30 in November, and I still have probably about $7,000 in student loan debt. I could probably pay it off right now, but I haven't. I really should. Yeah, that's actually a goal of my girlfriend and I. So I got a bachelor's degree. I didn't go for my master's. My girlfriend, she did get a master's degree, and she makes more money than me, so that probably explains a lot. But she still has maybe $13,000 in student loan debt, and she started with like maybe close to $60,000 in debt, and that's just with an accounting related field, right? If you were in engineering, medical, law, I mean, yeah, you'd have like 80 to 100,000 plus.
Oh, like, and depending if you go more for your like a PhD program.
Oh yeah, no, fuck that, you're done.
Like $250,000 easy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's. I think today in today's day and age, it's really changed because a lot of the jobs that pay, those you can get go to like vocational schools or schools that are focused on a specific topic, and you can still get paid really well without having to go into super debt.
A lot of IT jobs you can go to some kind of vocational school.
Right.
They'll get you ready in a couple months, I think. Like,
yeah.
$40K, you spend like, I don't know, probably 6 months, 4 to 6 months. Because, graduate, they help you find a job in the industry and keep going.
Like, I know, so for me, I started with, quick TLDR. I used to, I was in the end of college. My dad basically said at the end, you're cut off. That's it. And so, I basically had like no money in my bank account, and I had like 2 weeks to find a job. Luckily I have the same girlfriend I have today with me then. And, she helped me a little bit, but I found a job very quickly, but of course it wasn't like the best job. I was doing more like data analytics than anything, for a large company. And, I was making like nothing. Right. And I took that experience though, and I applied it to future jobs. And then from there, I'm kind of like, learned things on the job, kind of moved on to different places. And now I'm where I'm at today, which is doing like C#.net development. And, it's just something that can be done. I'm not saying that everyone can do that. It just depends on what you're kind of into, I guess.
I'm trying to get Aaron to come work for me though.
Huh? Oh yeah. Yeah. Just kind of uprooting everything and moving to a different state. That'd be good. That'd be real good. I can do a remote, right, Andy?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Well, I mean, just give me just let me know when I can work remote.
Well, fish buddies though.
Yeah, that's true. I was a Maverick. I was a pre-med. I was in marine biology, accounting, interior design, architecture, landscaper, and finish on engineering number 2. Holy shit.
You kind of jumped around a bit, huh?
Yeah, seriously. Didn't mean to mislead. I'm not in college. I'm looking at Berkeley, though. Phoenix. That's awesome, man. I had a friend of mine who went to Berkeley. He studied He studied paleobotany, which is the study of ancient plants. This guy is incredible. Like his knowledge base on that level of like historical plants and animals is just insane.
Should be asking though, what does his planted tank look like?
I have no fucking. He doesn't have a tank.
Oh, no.
Actually, so he kept ball pythons as a kid.
Okay.
He bred praying mantises and sold the eggs online. He did a lot of stuff.
That's cool.
Not everyone has 200,000 to bribe people for entrance into USC. Mark, I know where you're going with that. You're talking about the whole like scandal, right? Lately, yeah. Just rich people donating money and doing their thing. Mr.
Cool.
Mr. Bandman, what's up?
My ex was a biochemist. Microbiology.
What's the difference between biochemistry and chemical engineering? Like, what do you do as a biochemist?
Oh man, God, I know. I would just sit, like, I would go sit in his lab with him sometimes, and he'd just like work on his protein sequence thing. I don't know. I don't even pretend to remember all of it. But he'd build it or make his own like bacteria, trying to, I don't know, build his own strains of bacteria and different thingies and stuff and science stuff. But
dude, chemical engineering is a no joke degree. If he was doing a double bachelor's in biochemistry and chemical engineering, a good friend of mine, his brother does chemical engineering, and like I've seen some of his textbooks, some of the calculations that they have to follow, and it's nuts. It's crazy.
I'm sorry. Tooth, I just read your comment and I just see I had a bussy in that slides.
Yes, ethics don't apply to the super rich. That is very true. Man. Phoenix, this is all your fault. Like, we're supposed to be talking about fish right now. What are we doing?
Why would you do this video if you like sushi? You should like it if you like sushi.
Actually, so
have you ever had clownfish sushi?
Clownfish sushi? No. I can make Tanya into sushi.
That's
piece of shit.
I think.
Do I not have it on Facebook or my Google Photos? Oh no, I do. Can I show this? All right, guys. I'm gonna show you some pictures real quick. I'm gonna share my screen.
I wish I could like comments in the chat.
All right. So right here, I got my Google Photos up. I'm not afraid to show you that all I do is take pictures of food, cats, and fish. So over the weekend, my girlfriend and I put together some sushi for dinner. We went to a local Korean grocery store, and they had some great fish. We had salmon, we had tuna, and we had like whatever the fuck this is. It's not mackerel. I forgot what it was. And then we got some masago. No, is it masago? It's a flying fish eggs.
Yeah. Yeah, masago.
So yeah, I think it's masago. And we wrapped it in seaweed, and it was awesome, man. Like it turned out pretty damn good. And a hell of a lot cheaper, of course, than going to a sushi place yourself. But the cut quality wasn't nearly as good, of course. No. Yeah. But let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen now. Brady. Hey, Brady, ask Aaron to show you his Google Photos. I refuse to do that or refuse to ask that question based on prior historical experience.
You do not want to see my Google Photos.
Dude, all I do is I ask you for one simple photo and then I get something I was not expecting. Let's talk about how carpet nems are hella cool, but legit eat hundreds of dollars of fish. Lol, anyone want to buy a large carpet anemone? Yeah, carpet nems are awesome. They're bae, for sure. Phoenix, bro, you earn yourself a sub for cats, food, fish, and sushi. I like those things. Probably still won't watch content, but you get respect. Good enough, man. Thanks. As long as it's tasty, it don't matter. Today they confused me with a nurse. Yeah, I saw that earlier. Fly fish egg sushi is amazing. It is definitely amazing. But all right, man. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this stream up. I have yet to actually have any dinner tonight. Andy, anything else you wanted to talk about?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Your goal is to go bug Brady so that he fails at playing Divinity. And tell him that if he did not choose to play the skeleton at the beginning, then he's playing on easy peasy mode and he needs to get good. Just get good.
Oh, snap. I picked the skeleton, and my skeleton's name is Ines because it has to be.
Hey, I like that. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Actually, I also need to go watch the newest episode of Shield Hero tonight. So I need to go get that done.
Yeah, shit. I got anime to watch. Sorry, kids. Gotta go.
Sorry, guys. We got to cancel the stream because we got to be like weeaboo degenerates.
Got my animes.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, by the way, for you guys, just for anyone that's here that hasn't been seeing my shameless spam, put a quick link in Discord. If you guys want to talk, you want to chat or do anything like that, just come into our Discord. We're always talking with people, both saltwater, freshwater, whatever. Anime, weebin, sushi, fuck it, don't care. Just come and chat. We'll be here. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for coming. We'll have another stream next week, and I will see you next time.
Laters.
Bye.